All right, perfect. How's everyone doing today? Did we lose? We probably lost a bunch of people. We got a pretty good crowd here, though. We did lose some. We had about 30 some odd people on the live, but that's just the way the cookie crumbles. Okay. So let's get cooking. So today I had an idea. It was actually spurred by a post on the community. Okay. It was from Jody Joy.
Maybe.
Yep. And here let's bring up the question, and we'll answer that question, and then we're gonna go into a tirade of an entire subject. Okay. Let me go ahead and share my screen. Share. Okay. Some of these Zoom windows around. Let's see. And funny enough, like there's literally like 10 minutes ago, or 10 minutes before I was supposed to start the live stream, so a half hour ago, I actually added some features to Slot Machine, which will show you that will make this a lot nicer. So Jody has a client that saw Quick Flip. If you know, Quick Flip is my stack that kind of like, it's like a card flip. Okay. But she has 74 cards that she wants to potentially flip through, right? And loading 74 cards onto a web page, like they're images, right? When not everyone's going to see all of them because you're only seeing one at a time, right? So we wanted to intelligently only load a certain number, maybe 12 or so, she said here, and load those into Quick Flip. So then Quick Flip would flip between the cards, but for performance reasons, we don't want to load all 74 images, right? So Dave, who's here right now, came up with the perfect solution, which is exactly what I would have recommended as well, which is use Slot Machine, right? And so I think this spurred this idea of, a lot of people think when they see a stack, they're like, okay, I need to add Quick Flip, and then in Quick Flip, I need to add in 12 images, or I need to add in, a certain number of things, and it's static, right? But there are a lot of stacks that we can now use that will allow us to dynamically do things, okay? So that, our web pages aren't always the same. So there's a couple different classes today, but first I thought it'd be fun just to kind of solve this problem, okay, and show you how that works. So I'm going to go ahead and let's load up RapidWeaver. Sorry, Stacks Classic. And we're going to load up.
The other one I was thinking of was Drift, but I thought that might have been a bit too extreme.
Yeah, I think Slot Machine was if you're going to use Quick Flip, Slot Machine is going to be perfect for that. um, here I was, as I said, I was working on Slot Machine right before this. I added this a new feature called Return Count. Traditionally,
Hmm.
Slot Machine only returned one item, right? And so what we wanted was the ability to return multiple items. So you could have done it before. If you had multiple slot machines, let's say she had 74 cards and you wanted to return 12, you could like divvy up those 72 into 12 different slot machines. But man, that seemed way overcomplicated, right? So I was like, well, why can't Slot Machine just return 12 cards, right? You give it 72 and you say, Slot Machine, give me 12, right? So here's just a quick, before we build it into Quick Flip, here's a quick example where if you see here in Slot Machine, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 potential slots, right? And in the main Slot Machine stack, I just said return 4. So give me 4, okay? So we're going to go ahead and preview that. And if you see here, it randomly picked 4. And if we refresh, it's just going to randomly pick 4. And it will never duplicate an item, right? So pretty cool. So let's let's see how we can add this into Quick Flip. Okay. So let's do Quick Flip 4. Okay. So now traditionally, in Quick Flip, let's go ahead and what's the quickest way to do this so we can have time to talk about other things. Instead of images, okay, I'm just going to use these header items. Okay, maybe we can style it up a little bit. Okay, but yeah, I'm just going to use headers so that I don't have to find images and drag and drop them in and whatnot. We're just going to use these header items that are just going to be numbers. Okay, we can create some more if we need to. Okay, but let's go back to slot machine and our quick flip and quickly generate something. So let's go ahead and let's do it statically first, and then we'll then implement it with slot machine. Okay. So here, I'm just going to delete that now. So let's generate this here for fun. Let's style it up just a little bit so we have something going on here. Let's do a container. And there I have a header. In the container, let's just add some padding. Let's do like P, I don't know, 96. Okay, so a lot of padding. And let's just give it a background color, BG secondary. Okay, so that it's gray. Okay, so now I have my quick flip side. Let's just duplicate this a few times. And come on. Double click. We're going to do 2 and 3. All right. So, and oops. So now we have quick flip, and I have a side. Oh, here. All right. Oh, here's 4. Let's do number 4. All right. Here, so they're in order. Let's just go ahead and drag and drop them in. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4 sides. Okay. And I think we could just leave all the settings as is in quick flip just for now. Let's preview that. All right. Oh, well, it's ginormous. Let's go ahead and let's go ahead and reduce the size of quick flip just a little bit, because quick flip will constrain itself. So let's just do this. Let's make it like 33% of the size, horizontal align center. We'll add it into there. All right, well, that's a little bit better, but not fantastic. Hold on. Overflow hidden. Oh, small. Oh, I don't want auto. I wanted that 33. 33%. There we go. All right. So there we go. Now we have a nice little card. It flips to 1, and then it flips to 2. Okay. Oh, I think I have it set to oh, that's pointer out is forward. Okay. Click forward. Pointer in, pointer out, do nothing. Okay, there we go. Let's do that. So when I click, it's now going to flip in between all my various things, right? Now imagine for Jody's sake, these would be images. Again, just for speed, I'm just using these little cards with a number on it. Okay, and it allows us to easily see when we do it next how we can randomize that. Okay, so any questions so far? Pretty simple, right? Now, let's talk about how quick flip and similar stacks to quick flip, okay, work. So let's go ahead and add a new instance to the page just so we can kind of analyze it a little bit. So here we have quick flip, and the way we add slides to quick flip, okay, or sides in this case, is we just add in these cards, right? So as many cards as we have, these quick flip sides, that's how many sides there's going to be inside quick flip. Okay, so there are many stacks out there, and this is one category of stacks that we can talk about that will allow us to dynamically add content to our page based on the stacks that we've added inside of it. Okay. So let's rebuild this example using slot machine. So what I'm going to do is, let's go to slot machine. And I'm going to add in slot machine directly into quick flip. Now, normally when you click this blue button, it adds just a quick flip side. I and all of us here as a power user know that slot machine is kind of a powerful stack and allows me to generate content. Okay. So what I want it to generate is a quick flip side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a quick flip side into the slot. Okay. Actually, what I'm going to do is we already have some quick flip sides created. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take these and I'm going to drag them into slot machine. Okay. So now slot machine does require slots. Okay. So we're going to have to add slots for everything that we want. So let's just add in all these sides for our various quick flip things. So we have 2, and this one, and then this one, and then this one. And let's go ahead and we'll create one there. Let's do 5. And let's do 6. All right, so we have 6. Okay, now there are even more ways to make this more automated, but I just want to show you how to do it with slot machine. Okay, let's go ahead and I'm going to move this down into that one column. Come on. All right, so now I have inside quick flip, I have slot machine, and slot machine is going to randomly pick. Well, right now it's going to do 1. Right, let's do 3. Okay, so it's going to randomly return 3 slots, and our slots are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so let's go ahead and preview that. 1, 6, and I need to change these so click is forward. Let's just do that. So we have 3, 1, 6, 3, 1, 6. Interesting. There's a blank one in there. Now I didn't test this before, and this is 100% live, so it's interesting what we can do here. Let's see. So we had 3, 1, 6. Wonder what that blank one was. Oh, it did a 4th one. Interesting. That has a number 1. Oh, that's a script tag. Oh, why is there a script tag? Oh, it's in preview. Oh, interesting. I never thought about that. See, I never tested this. This is something that only would happen in preview. If we publish this wouldn't happen. That blank slide. Interesting. I will fix that when I ship the update. But it's something. This is a quirk that would only happen inside preview, not something I anticipated. But pretty cool, right? So that allows us to quickly, I can add as many items as I want into quick flip. And slot machine is going to just randomly pick, in this case, 3 of the 6. And if I refresh the page, whoops, wrong keyboard shortcut. Now you see, now it's 6, 5, and 4, right? 2, 1, and 6, right? So it's randomly picking different slides inside quick flip. Pretty cool. Now, as I said before, there's other even more. Now, in this particular case, it was a little repetitive because I needed to do. Everything in the slide is the same. It's just changing the number, right? Now, in this particular use case, isn't probably very common, right? When are you going to want to have a quick flip that just has numbers incrementing, right? But let's say you really wanted that on your site. And I didn't plan on this use case, but let's completely automate this, right? Which would be kind of be fun. Okay. So let me make this a little bit bigger so we can see it in edit mode. There we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and let's just remove this particular one. And we're going to get rid of slot machine. We're going to use a different slot machine stack right now, okay, which is kind of a fun one. And it's called particle generator. If you guys have attended any of the bento live streams that I did, I use particle generator a lot. It's really super useful for just dynamically creating content. Okay. And I'll show you, this is going to be a super simple use case for it. Okay. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to set up a number. Okay. And our number is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. So we're going to generate 9 of these bad boys. And we're going to it's going to generate these. And I'm going to dynamically put in the number. Number. Boom. All right. So what I did here is I created a macro dynamically called number. And these are all of the available options. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then in particle generator, I can say, how many do I want to create? I want to create 3. Okay. And basically now we just go ahead and preview this. And we have 8, 3, and 5. Okay. We still have that blank one. Again, that's just a preview quirk. 7, 1, and 4. I mean, pretty cool, right? So now in this case, I completely dynamically generate based on this particle data. Again, for a live production site, is this a exact use case? Probably not, but it's important to know the tools that we have in our arsenal, right? And how I can intelligently maybe make this stuff. If you looked at the bento ones, I did. We can actually dive into that a little bit later. I did stuff where I gave it an option of names and colors, and it dynamically just generated stuff based on names and numbers and colors and whatnot, right? But yeah, particle generator is another really fun one. Slot machine itself is a stack set that it has these utilities to dynamically create content on your site. Okay. Now, what's really cool, there's also, let's see, I won't go into this one. This is a random image stack. So if you have, let's say, a folder of images on your website and you just want to randomly pick one image in your folder and display it, there we go. The randomized stack, what this does, it allows you to, let's say you have a grid of items and you want to randomly shuffle the items in that grid. Okay. This doesn't hide the content per se or show only select things. It just randomizes things that are on the page. So it's a different type of utility for slot machine, but it's super useful. Now, what's really cool, there are some other stacks out there that will do things like slot machine does, where you can give it multiple slots and it will randomly display one of them. Where slot machine is different is that a lot of the other stacks that do that will actually still load all of the content. It'll only display one. Whereas slot machine does it all in the server. So let's say you have 1,000 items and you're like, slot machine, only display one of these. You're only ever going to get one of those items actually in the browser, rather than downloading 1,000 of them and hiding 999 of them, right? So slot machine is definitely a lot more performant since it does things on the server, rather than loading stuff on the browser and then hiding them with CSS or JavaScript. So pretty cool. That's what kind of sets slot machine apart from a lot of the other similar stacks. Any questions on that? Okay. Today is kind of, I'm not going to go into a lot of live demos like I did right now. I kind of want to keep it high level and kind of show you there are a lot of other stacks similar to slot machine that will allow us to dynamically change our content. Okay.
Feeds.
Yes, that's a different category. where we are dynamically injecting content and creating content too. But let's see. First, I want to go off. Let's go with agent. Okay. Agent is another suite of stacks. Actually, let's go ahead and open up the agent demo file so we can kind of look at that. And actually, let's go ahead and go to the.
Nice.
Okay. I think I've talked about agent in a recent live. It seems like I've talked about it in a recent live stream. And it's very powerful. Oh, look, I have some broken images on my demo. Damn it. Hate when that happens. So what agent allows us to, originally agent, there was just one stack. There was the agent stack. Okay. And what it allows you to do is it gives you the control to, let's open up. Okay. Here is the agent stack. And what allows us to do is to hide, it allows us to send data based on our devices. Okay. It's not hiding the data. It actually, just like slot machine, all the logic happens on the server. So it only loads the data that you've requested. So a lot of people, what they'll do is they want to have, custom content for mobile. Okay. So what agent will allows you to do is to display content based on if you're on a mobile device, a tablet, desktop, or if you're a bot. Okay. That's kind of cool if you want to serve custom content or hide some content from bots. That's interesting. I will say that tablets are harder and harder to distinguish nowadays. Because Apple is actually, the iPad actually portrays itself to the server as a desktop. And some tablets display themselves as a mobile device. So tablets are harder and harder to distinguish between a desktop and a tablet, but mobile's still works fairly well. So if you only wanted to send out content for a mobile device and really customize your layout for mobile, agent is a great way to do that. There's even some more granular ones, like you can target a particular platform. Like if you wanted to target Windows users or Mac OS users, an obvious use case for this is if you have a custom download link for, let's say if you're an iOS developer and you want to link to the iOS App Store when someone visits from iOS, but when someone visits from Android, maybe your app's on the Android App Store. You can easily target Android versus iOS here and change your content, maybe just a link, right? So stuff like that's pretty useful. Then you can also target a particular browser, right? So if you wanted to target IE users or Edge users or Chrome users or whatever, you could do that with agent as well. Okay. I'm not going to go over all the agent stacks. One that I think is going to be very beneficial to a lot of people is the agent language features. Okay, so agent lang allows you to customize your content of your website based on two things. Either you can default it to the language of the web browser. Okay, so obviously my web browser is set to English, and it'll default the language of my site to English. But if your language is something else, you can definitely customize that. So for example, on this demo, I thought I had links here for what? I don't have a link here to change the language? What kind of developer built this page? I'll have to after today I'm gonna have to revisit this agent demo. From what I remember, there were links here, so you can, I think it was, let's see, if I do $lang equals DE, I think. There we go. So basically, you can change either via URL or some buttons. So you can create buttons on your page to swap out the language, okay, of your site, and you can change out the content. And if you see here, this quote changed. You could also customize the entire image as well. So like you can display different images based on the user's language, either the one they select or automatically via the language of their browser. Okay. Now, earlier I had, in my email, I alluded to how some of the strategies I'm going to talk about today can help you with SEO. This is perfect. I have an entire, I think 2 live streams that if you build multi-language websites, you need to watch. And I detail out how Agent Lang can work with SEO. Okay, because now you can build out one web page and have multiple languages on that web page using Agent Lang. Okay, and it's super powerful. So that way, Google can index your English version and your German version or any other languages that you have, and you get all the SEO juice for all the languages. Okay. It even works with SEO helpers that you make sure that you have, when you're on the German version of the page, you get all the German SEO tags as as well, right? And or any other language, not just German, obviously. So that's super powerful because when Google indexes your site and it thinks it's looking at a German web page, you don't want to have English meta tags, right? You want to make sure you go all out and you have all your meta tags on the page are that particular language as well. Okay. So I'm not going to go into all the specifics right now. I have an entire live stream on that. If you are building multi-language websites, you need to watch that. There are some really cool Agent Lang macros as well. If you're familiar with like Total CMS macros, they're similar, super powerful. It allows you to integrate with any text content on any stack. Okay, super powerful. Okay. Next on the list is GeoTarget. Okay. Here, we'll chuck it on the page on this page here. So GeoTarget allows you to customize your content based on a user's country or city and state. Okay. So you can customize based on if you now also what's kind of cool is this version also does the European Union. So if you want to target someone not only in Germany and France, but you want to target all EU countries, that's a big one. You can do that as well. Okay. Or else you can then put it in a comma delimited list of country codes. Okay. So FRDE, it's the common country codes. You can put in a comma delimited list and you can customize that content for that particular region. Okay. I don't know if Josh is here. I know he uses GeoTarget for some Canadian sites. Another thing he uses it for is actually spam protection. Like, he was getting some attacks from I don't know, Asia somewhere, right? And so what he did is he just doesn't display his form for any visitor in outside of Canada. Actually, I think it was anything outside of Canada, he doesn't display the form because his particular customer, it only made sense if you joined their list if you were in Canada, right? So if you're not in Canada, you don't see his subscription form at all, and that completely, I think, eliminated a lot of his spamming that bots were and hackers were trying to. Why do people do that, by the way? That is so annoying. Like, why you try to join someone's email list or what is the purpose of putting 1,000 emails in someone's list? I never understood that. But yeah, anyway, GeoTarget, super useful for that. Okay. There we go. I won't go into it's pretty simple. It's either if you're in the city, display this. If you're not in that city, display that. And you can nest them as well. So you can put GeoTargets inside of GeoTargets. So you can kind of do an if else if sort of logic. So if you're, let's say, in the US, display this. Else, if you're in France, display this. Else, if you're in Germany, display this. So on and so forth. So you can nest these inside of each other to create else if logic, which is pretty cool. Okay. The last one in this kind of genre, okay, which is customizing stack content, displaying of stack content, is TARDIS. Okay. And TARDIS is a suite of stacks that allow you to display or hide data based on dates. Okay. So in this particular, the default TARDIS stack allows you to display based on a specific date. Okay. You can also do yearly. So you could be like, between December 23rd and January 3rd, display this content, else display something different, right? TARDIS Days allows you to customize the content of your site based on the day of the week or day of the month. Okay. And then those are pretty much the two. There's a TARDIS helper stack that allows you to have some custom stuff. We're not going to go into that. And TARDIS time allows you to just display the time. Okay. So yeah, TARDIS days and the TARDIS stack, super powerful ways to customize your content. Maybe a big one of this is if you want to display, we're currently open, right, on your webpage or something like that, because you're open during specific days of the week. You can easily do that with TARDIS days. Okay. Or a lot of what people use TARDIS for is I have a stack called Let It Snow, and they want to inject snow on the web page during the winter time, so they'll add the Let It Snow stack into TARDIS so that, during specific date ranges they have snow on their web page, and it automates that, so when those date ranges is out, snow stops, right? So there we go. Any questions so far? Okay.
Yes.
Yes? No. Okay. Now the next level of kind of dynamic content, okay, is being able to manage your content. So far, all the stacks that we've kind of shown you allows you to customize the interface and the data inside of RapidWeaver, right, or inside of stacks. But this next kind of category of dynamic data is actually, we set up and we design our pages inside stacks, but then we can manage the data outside of stacks. So the big ones here, I think a lot of you are fully aware of: Total CMS, feeds, and video wall is another one. Okay, I'm not going to go
CMS.
into. I'm sorry.
Easy CMS.
Yeah, and easy CMS, it wraps up into Total CMS. Yes, easy CMS, Total CMS, and then feeds and video wall. I'm not going to do full-blown tutorials on those right now. If anyone's not aware, I'll just do a quick overview of what those are and why they're special. Okay, and how we can integrate those into various stacks. Okay. Actually, here, we'll go to the product page really quick. And we'll open up the feeds demo. Why not?
Well, you were saying feeds works with Bento, but Total CMS won't.
Yes, it does. Both work. Yeah, Total CMS and feeds work with Bento. After I kind of do a quick overview of this, I'm gonna just spew out some ideas for you guys in terms of what other stacks you can use with everything I've talked about today. Okay. So what is feeds? The $1 tour. Okay. It allows you to dynamically generate any data, any content based on data. And it could be data from a CSV file, an RSS feed, a JSON feed, which could be an API call or a JSON file. It could be a database if you have the database add-ons pack. It could be feeds actually works with Total CMS as well. And let's see, there's also a feeds files pack, which allows you to look at the files on a file system and generate data based on that. And then there's also a YouTube and a Vimeo integration if you want to kind of create your own version of video wall. Okay. I'd recommend starting with video wall, and if you want to customize it outside of that, then those packs exist for feeds. Okay. So if you go to my site and just search for feeds, you'll see that there are various packs. Every now and then people don't understand that you have to own feeds first. It's a requirement. Once you own feeds, these packs are basically add-on packs for feeds. They give you extra data sources. Okay. Super powerful. Like the DB pack also, I know Scott's a huge fan of SQLite. We're not going to go into all the different databases that this supports, but SQLite's pretty cool, as well as MySQL and MariaDB. And there's actually some SQL Server users. I created that pack thinking no one would ever use SQL Server integration, but alas, there are some people that even use the SQL Server integration. So while I created that as a let me check that feature off the list. I didn't think anyone would ever use it, but I was wrong. So there we go. I have a ton of live stream on feeds. If you're interested in that, please check those out. I don't want to waste everyone's time today about doing a full-blown demo of feeds itself. It really can, as you see here, create, this is a grid of, how come all those images aren't loading? Oh, just took a little bit of time. It'll kind of like how we did with, in this quick flip, oops, not this one. In this quick flip here, where I used, in this case, particle generator, and we use slot machine to kind of dynamically create quick flip sides. The same thing is with feeds, right? In feeds, I just go ahead and in this example here, let me see if I have that. I think I have that particular demo. Well, here. So here I have a block grid. I have no idea what this demo is, right? But I have a block grid, and inside the feeds here is just creating a block grid cell. So it's just going ahead and it's rotating through all of the data from this blog, and it is creating cells inside my block grid for me for every single blog post. And you can do the same thing for CSV, all these data sources. As you see, there are a ton of data sources in feeds. Okay. Feeds is a super powerful stack. Okay. Next up is Total CMS and Easy CMS. Okay. I think a lot of you are already users of that. And one thing that I think is a very powerful aspect of Total CMS is that it integrates with pretty much all of your existing stacks. Okay. Let's just do a super simple example here. Let's say I have a header. Okay. Let's just take a header into example here. And let's say I wanted to be able to edit the content of this header, right? I wanted to edit it online using Total CMS. Again, Total CMS is an entire content editing framework that you can then edit all of your site content from your mobile device or any browser. You don't need to open up stacks in order to edit your content. Okay, you can add blog posts, galleries, files, upload depots, all kinds of stuff. Okay. But one thing I think some people aren't aware of, actually, even though it's a really big component of Total CMS, are these macros. Okay, and these macros here allow you to integrate any data inside Total CMS into any other stack. Okay, so for example, let's say I have I want to customize this header. All I have to do is just do %CMS data. And then you put in your CMS ID. In Total CMS, you use the CMS ID. Let's just call it header for a case for this example. And voila. Okay. So in this macro, what it's going to do is Total CMS is going to query. It's going to see this macro on the page. It's going to go into the CMS, find the text object called header, and then it's going to get that content and inject it into our header. Now, why this is important and powerful is because I can now use this Foundation 6, I think this is Foundation 6 header, all the settings and the power of Foundation 6 headers and swatches and all that stuff, but yet the content is managed by Total CMS. Okay, so this is a huge time saver because we don't need to now, once our content is managed by Total CMS, I don't need to launch stacks all the time to edit the content. I can just go to my website from my phone or any web browser and edit the content, save it, and my website is immediately updated. Super powerful. Okay. At the end, if you guys have any other specific questions on feeds or Total CMS, we can answer those. The last one is video wall that we're going to talk about. And I think this is a no-brainer. If you have a YouTube channel or a Vimeo channel and you want to integrate those videos into your website dynamically, then you have to have video wall. It will dynamically query your channels and dynamically import all your videos onto your web page. Okay, it's what I use for my tutorial section here on every product page. So on my YouTube channel, I have playlists for every single product, And basically all I have to do is add the video to that playlist for that product, and it magically shows up automatically on my webpage. I don't need to open up stacks. I don't need to publish anything. It's all dynamic. Okay. So super powerful. If you do have a YouTube channel or you want to display videos, I think Video Wall is the best way to go for that. Okay. Okay. Let's go into some examples on how we can utilize some of this information, or all the stacks that I talked about, how we can integrate it with various other stacks. Okay. So let's just go to here. Let's go to here and just give me an idea of, I think some of the big ones we could talk about, okay, are going to be, here, Moving Box. All right. Moving Box is another very powerful stack. It is a slider. And as you see here, it follows a very similar structure to, let's say, Quick Flip, right? Inside Moving Box, I have slides. And I can go in here and I can add as many slides as I want. Well, guess what? I can automate the exact same way that we just did with Quick Flip. I can automate Moving Box slides. Okay. Some other similar ones. Let's do like Horizon is another popular one that I have. Does the structure here look similar? Right? Here I have Horizon. And inside Horizon, I have a Horizon card. And with Horizon, you can add as many Horizon cards as you want. Now, Horizon itself actually has some integration with Total CMS built in. Okay. But you can also use things like Slot Machine and Feeds to generate all your Horizon cards. If you don't know what Horizon is, if you go to any of my product pages and we go down, let's scroll all the way down. Here's an example of Horizon. Okay, it's just this horizontal scrolling. And this, guess what? This here on my product page is dynamically generated. Okay, I didn't manually do this. It's dynamically generated based on, in this case, I won't show you, but basically the YouTube, I have tags for this YouTube video. And basically this just says, hey, find all other products that have similar tags and chuck them into Horizon. And there we go. So it thinks, hey, you might also like these things, right? So yeah, if you happen to add a stack and you kind of see this structure, at least from my stacks, I can't say anything about other developer stacks, but if you own any of my stacks, chances are it's going to follow this sort of structure, and you're going to be able to dynamically generate that content, with all of the stacks that we talked about today. Okay, here, let's see if we can, let's go and see if we can get some more ideas on some other stacks. I should have took note of these. Oh, Points. Points is actually, I think I recently updated Points so that it works great with Feeds and Total CMS. So Points allows us to, inside of Points, the UI is a little bit different here, but we have a point here, right? So now guess what? I can now chuck in a Total CMS or Feed stack and dynamically generate these points based off data. Okay. I think we did in a live stream the ability to control points on a point stack using a Total CMS blog. It was pretty cool. Maybe it was a hangout, but imagine if you don't know what points is. Here we have images with points sitting on top of it, right? Imagine being able to dynamically add these points with something like a CSV file or a blog, right? And you can dynamically map out items on a picture with a blog. Pretty cool. It's very cool, and it definitely works. Okay, let's see if we can find out some other cool ideas. Let's see, we talked about Moving Box. SEO Helper, we did talk about. Obviously, editing meta tags using Total CMS or Feeds. And then the language aspect of it, if you have multi-language site, SEO Helper works really great with Agent Lang, so that you can have multi-language meta tags as well, which is really important if you want to do SEO across multiple languages. I mean, a lot of these stacks, if you want to integrate, let's say, What are some other interesting ones? Anyone else have any other cool integrations that they've done that they
Well,
want to chit chat about?
Play works very well with feeds. I've done that.
Which one does?
Play.
Oh, play. Yes. So yeah. Yep. So if you were doing play here, you could, easily generate multiple play stacks, in a layout. There's a lot of stacks with the word play in it. That's weird. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, I had that working
There it is.
with CSV CRUD as well, generating all the videos.
Yeah. And just to kind of show you, let's say here, we'll even do the starter pack, which is free. Okay. You don't need to have Foundation 6. I know I talk a lot about Foundation 6. It's just because it's awesome. Okay. But if you had my free starter pack, okay, you can create, here's the grid stack from my starter pack, and you can dynamically generate layouts here, just like we did in the feeds. In the feeds demo here, okay, where I created this grid here, right? That's just, I don't know if I use the grid here or if I'm using the Foundation 6 block grid, but you can do the same exact thing here, right? Where basically you're just going to dynamically generate these grid cells from feeds or total CMS or, any other of the stacks we talked about today. Okay. And so yeah, pretty cool. And a lot of the stacks, like here, let's just build it out really quick for fun. Or do I? Oh, I still have feeds open. Okay. So here we have a block grid, and then inside feeds, it's going to ping into total CMS, and then it's creating multiple block grid cells. Now, what David was saying is, oops, come on. What David was saying is what he did is inside, let's say in this grid, for every single item, I can then add in a video using my play stack, which has some fancy animations and stuff, right? And you can easily just take the data and inject that into the video URL. Okay, so let's say in total, this is using total CMS. I don't think this particular feed has a media thing, but if I was using the media field, I can then just do curly brace, media. There we go, right? And now, by just adding that, I've integrated play, and I'm dynamically creating a grid of videos using my play stack because of feeds, right? So super powerful. How all of these stacks, once you start learning them, they can work together to create super dynamic content. And yeah, it's really, really cool. Other ways, actually, there is one other stack I didn't talk about yet. That's kind of slightly different. It is dynamic, and it can add some dynamic aspects to your page, and that's call to action. Okay. And let's just show you on the demo. Okay, so here I first logged into this page, and when I went to it, it dynamically opened up a light box for me. Okay. Now that unto itself, isn't necessarily all exciting, right? Okay. But if you notice, I'm refreshing this page, and that light box doesn't come up again, right? And that's because call to action can have some logic where you could be like, hey, show this person only the first time they visit a web page, right? Because we don't want to annoy people, right? So this allows us to create some interactions with our users in a dynamic way that isn't annoying. Okay, you could be like, you can also do this logic like, hey, show this light box once a person has visited 3 web pages, right? Maybe you've determined after someone's visited 3 web pages, I know they're interested, and maybe I want to prompt them to subscribe to my newsletter. Stuff like that, right? So this is what call to action can really, help kind of track our users and actions, and then based on what they're doing on our website, we can then display certain information on them, right? And there's tons of different actions. So here, obviously, it does on entry. You can do on exit intent, which is basically like if I click on this URL bar, oh, wait, don't leave. Here, get 10% off. Don't leave us. I don't know, right? There's I know some people do that. You can do it based on scroll position. So as I scroll down the web page, once they reach a certain part of the web page, that UI is way too transparent. Don't copy that UI, everybody, please don't. But it shows you the action, right? That based on scroll position, it can take actions and display stuff to our customers automatically. And then obviously based on click as well. So this clicks open, based on clicking on things. But we can do click on so many other ways. But and it integrates with a ton of stacks, not just mine, a bunch of third-party stacks as well. Okay?
I use it with Pi.
Use it with Pi. You use call to action with Pi?
Yeah.
Interesting.
So it
How
pops
so?
up. People look at for solar. They look on my website. The first thing that pops up is see your system size, and they can use a slider from Pi and click how many kilowatt hours they used on their bill and pick the month they're in, and then it kicks out a system size estimate right then.
Nice. Sweet. Love that.
Yeah, it works. It's pretty powerful. I love it.
Yeah, Pi is another one. While it's not dynamic content, it's interactive content, right? Which is super cool, right? So you can do stuff like you just said, like based on your business rules that you created, dynamically generate, a quote for a customer without needing you at all.
Right, and it's not even give them a quote. It just tells them what size system they need, or I could probably modify it to say how many solar panels they need. Everyone wants to know how many panels.
Yeah.
You say how many panels you need, and you just slide what you're using, and it tells you how many panels.
Sweet.
It's really cool.
Love that. Very cool. Thanks for sharing. Anyone else kind of want to share some other cool ideas that they've done that I maybe didn't cover today? No, nothing.
No,
Guys,
mine's
got
going to be more of a question on how to integrate Drift Pro with Bento.
Drift Pro with Bento. Okay, so how so? Like, what do you want to do? Like, what's the goal?
Well, to have it where people go on the website, and if they're interested in battery backup, which is real popular in California now, then they can maybe as they move over to touch the battery, it can drop up a bunch of Bento screens that they can see, like backup battery, it's scalable, it's different photos, and have it just drop in. You know how like with Drift and Drift Pro, you can have it come in and out of the screen as you hover.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been playing with that this week.
Okay. I'm actually working on, I hope to get Bento officially released by next week. I'm working on the demo as we speak. I do have one update coming, and I'll let you guys know especially if you're using it. I do have one minor breaking change in the release version for people that have the current version, and that's the gutter setting. The gutter setting right now, it allows you to apply a gutter, basically are the same equal gutters everywhere. And I wanted to be able to allow you to customize the gutter vertically and horizontally. So in order to do that, though, it's going to break your existing gutter settings. It's going to revert it back to the default, which is 20 pixels. So you'll need to redo your gutters if you had changed them from the default setting. But it does give us more granular control because we can now have a different column gutter versus a row gutter. So yeah, I'll send out an update. Hopefully you're on the Bento space, in Weaver space. So pretty minor thing, but it is a breaking change that I wanted to do before I shipped it to the world.
Yeah, Bento's rad. The layout is just different than everything you see. Being able to move things around, it's cool.
Thank you.
I mean, you got pretty trick with some boxes inside of boxes to make it look like it was kind of floating in its own spot.
Yes.
I forget. Yeah, that's cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's a lot of work though, because when you're trying to go to tablet sizing and then to phone sizing, you're like, oh, that doesn't look good.
Yeah,
you gotta
I think
redo the rules.
I think the trick is to really start off with the mobile. I think doing it mobile first, and then moving up from there is beneficial. Another thing I actually changed, because I'm trying to implement Bento from scratch in terms of a user context, and I realized that when you added a Bento stack to the page by default, it defaulted to the large edit mode. I've changed that so when you add a new instance to the stack, it defaults to extra small now. so that it promotes more of a mobile first approach. Because when you added a new bento item, that defaulted to extra small, but the main stack defaulted to large. So now everything defaults to extra small at first. Now, if you want to do large first, you can just check on the large boxes and do that first. But I do think the way the settings work, because they always inherit from small to large, that starting with the extra small is definitely, I think, the better way to go when you're building a layout.
Now, does your measure tool, does it, there's new devices, and I think I'm on Rapid Weaver 8, and I think it doesn't really have like iPhone 15 as an option on there. But does your measure say when you get to certain sizes, it calls out the new stuff?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So yeah, I have all of devices up until iPhone 15 Pro.
Nice.
And as new devices are released, I'll make sure I add those to the list as well.
Yeah, Measure is another really awesome one.
Yeah, thank you. I built Measure because of Bento. Because Bento has another feature called container queries, which I don't know if you've played with. It allows you to base all the breakpoint settings based on the width of Bento itself, not necessarily the browser window.
Right.
And in order for me to properly tested that, I needed to have a way to know exactly the width of Bento at any point in time. And so I built Measure so that I can have a dynamic display of how big Bento was. And so yeah, Measure was born because of Bento. And then also because Apple completely messed up the responsive design mode in Safari, and that pissed me off. So I made Measure kind of, help with that situation as well.
Yeah, I imagine everyone getting on their website is probably looking at, portrait view from their iPhone initially.
Yes.
So that's probably
100%.
the most important.
I have stopped trying to design for iPhone landscape. Like it's not usable.
Yeah.
I mean, the website, especially because now way back in the day, it was okay because the iPhone, its pixel dimensions weren't very big. So you could still say if it's 300 pixels, why? Because I don't remember the exact dimensions of like an iPhone 3, right? But
320.
It was, yeah. You're still at like 320 pixels, even in landscape mode, right? So you're like, it's still mobile, just serve the mobile layout. But now, this iPhone in landscape mode has more pixels than my desktop, on my laptop, right? So like, it just doesn't make any sense. So yeah, I do not design for landscape mode on mobile device at all.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. Same thing. I've already gotten a couple of requests because like you can do some browsing now on your Apple Watch, and I'm like, dude, like, I don't know. I've only gotten, I think, one support request for that.
Just do it for the glasses. The new glasses are good now, right?
Is that where you need the VR helmet so you can actually put the watch from your phone into the watch, then into the VR helmet, so you can actually see what's on the screen? I can't read it.
Yeah, add that to Measure.
Yeah.
VR from watch mode.
Yeah, exactly.
Joe, I've got a question about TCMS blog.
Sure.
I've got a client who's got two blogs on her site now.
Mm-hmm.
One for recipes and the other for articles.
Okay.
And she said the other day, I want to put some of my recipe blog posts at the bottom of my article post page.
Sure.
And I said, do you want to link them together some way so that a particular article about health and nutrition relates to certain blog posts?
Mm-hmm.
As it happens, she doesn't. But it raised a question in my head.
Yep.
Would that be possible to somehow link the two blogs together?
Yes, you should be. So in a blog list, so the way you would do that is your blog, you can have a blog list on your blog post page, right? And obviously the blog list would point to your recipes blog, list.
That's right. That's what I got.
And then in the blog list, there's also the ability to filter by, hold on, let's show you.
Category, tag, author.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just wondering how to get the tag from the other blog
Yeah. So in a blog list, here we go. Okay. We can go ahead and here we can say we can filter. Okay.
Yeah,
So let's
yeah.
say we
Yeah.
did tag.
Familiar with that. Yeah.
And then what you do is when you click on tag, you say related tags from post. Okay.
Okay.
And what that's going to do is it's going to get the tags from the blog post that's the page you're on, and then it's going to filter out all the blog posts that only have the tags that blog post has.
Even though they're from another blog.
Even though they're from another blog.
Oh, okay. Oh, I'll try that then.
Okay.
So the other blog would have to have those tags.
Yeah,
Also.
exactly.
Yeah.
So the blog
So
post would have to have those tags.
There is a way to do it then. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know you could
But you can even
take
do it on the same
information from
blog.
one blog and use it to drive another one.
Yeah, you can do it on the same
blog.
like Scott said, you can
too.
do it on the same blog too, or different blogs. It shouldn't really
It's like
matter.
you may
I
also
could
you may
see how you
also
do
be
it on the same-
interested in this recipe.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah, exactly. Like I did on, like I showed on my product pages, where on that bottom one that has the horizon where you might also like, I do the same thing. It's just I filter by tags. All the products that have the same tags are then displayed at the bottom.
Yeah.
Yep.
But that's presumably the same product blog, isn't it?
Yep, exactly.
I didn't know you could do it across blogs.
Yep, sweet.
Okay, good. Thank you.
So would you be able to see that on the page inspector? Would you be able to see the tags on someone else's blog?
You can. You can see the tags in the inspector. Here I'll show you how. You have to know. Obviously, it's not like very apparent. Let's just go to my
Of course.
sandbox blog test. All right. So here's a blog list. Okay. And if we go ahead and inspect this. Okay. 1 second. Here it is. All right.
Oh.
I think I showed this last week, right? Where if you look at, so here's all of the blog posts, you'll see here it adds classes for every single author, category, tag, and stuff like that. So yeah, there you go. That's how you could see that. You could also inject like some hidden data as well if you wanted to like see it some other way. You can inject hidden data. Another thing you could also do is here. Let's say, so here's a blog list, right? Here's something a lot of people don't do. Let's open up SEO Helper. Okay, just add it up here for now. Okay. So actually here, let me show you an example on my website. All right. So here I have a list. Pretend this is a Total CMS blog list. Okay. It's effectively what this is. It just uses Bento. Right. So in order to help with SEO, what I do is, are you familiar with structured data? Okay. What you can do is you can insert the structured data about every single product inside of each individual post. Okay. So let's look at that. So if we go here, I'm going to inspect that. And let's find. All right. So here's, if we see here, okay, this, here, let's increase the size a little bit for you guys. All right. If you see here, this is each individual product. You see that as I select these, it selects the one above it, right? So you can see these are each individual product. Okay.
All right.
If I dive into this, again, this is only there for bots and, Google, and it's so that I know. And let's find where it is. It's in here somewhere.
Well, wouldn't like your price when it pops up, isn't that structured data?
Yes. Well, yes and no. Where is? Did I remove it from this page? No way. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Okay. All right. So it's kind of tough to read in here. Okay, but this is structured data. What happened? Why isn't it selected? Oh, there it is. All right. So this is structured data. I know it looks funky, but it's JSON structured data for this particular product. Which one are we looking at here? I'm looking at
Offsite.
Geo-target, right? So here you see here it says type product. So this is a product structured data. Name is geo-target, right? Description, here's the short description. The brand is Weaver Space, right? We see the price is $29.95. Currency USD. Here's some images, right? So basically for every single one of these products, I also have structured data. Okay. Now, how do we implement that? So what you do is you from SEO Helper, okay, you can go ahead and click on the plus button and you find which structured data you're going to need. Okay. If it's a normal blog, you can do blog post or an article. If it's a video thing, or if you're using Total CMS Blog to do products, you could do that, or books or FAQs, or maybe it's a person. Maybe you're using blog lists to generate a team, a grid of teammates, right? And you wanted to do each one as a person, okay? But let's just do blog post for now, okay? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna drag it directly into my blog list, okay? And then inside here, you would then put in all of the blog list macros for all of this data, right? So for here, I would do title, oops. And then here you put summary, and then here you'd put the, you could figure out the URL and do that, right? So this is the structured data for that particular blog post, right? So yeah, super powerful. Again, that's for blog. If you were using the blog for something other than a blog, such as product, you would drag the product structure data in there and then fill out all the data for that.
So
one time sensitive macro.
I forget why I went down this rabbit hole.
For classes for tagging.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yes. So, in here, you could, add in a field in the structured data that has the tags maybe, right? So you can then see that data.
That way you could add it to your blog.
Or yeah, you could add it to your blog, right? Yeah.
So like my particular interest would be to get an update on a product I use and link to their, most current, when you go on, say, Enphase website, and they've got a microinverter, but then it's, there's updates to it and it has new information. I could link to their data sheet or something as my data.
Okay, yeah. You could also use something in Total CMS. You can use like maybe the media field or something like that, where that if it has a link, you could then put that link in the media field, and then you could just say, you can adjust the layout for like if there's content in the media field, then put in this link, and then it'll dynamically put the link in there for you.
Yeah, that would solve my problem. Yeah, that'd be easy.
Yeah, I think we did that. I think that was last week's live stream. So check out last week's live stream. I think we did that exact thing.
Look at it. Yeah.
We went over blog layout rules last week. So check out that live stream.
I'll dig back through. Yep. Hey, I was there. I won the $10.
Oh yeah, cool. Yeah, that's right. Oh, that reminds me. We gotta. I didn't. Damn it! I did not. Okay, I gotta put my. Okay, we gotta do a drawing. Let me think of a trivia question. Hold on. Okay. Thanks for reminding me about that. Okay, we got to keep the party going. One thing I did notice last week. Okay, this is unfortunate. And I don't have a solution for this. Is like if my live stream was a little behind. Let's say someone started the live stream a couple minutes late. I noticed some people were like putting in answers to the questions that I was asking after the live stream even was done. Like, I don't know there's a solution for that, but hey, we'll still keep going. Hey, let me put my thinking cap on so we can do a drawing here or a question.
$1972.
It's not going to be a year this time. It's not going to be a year. Okay. And it has to be, you can't blurt out the answer. You got to put it in the chat because I can't, if everyone says the answer at the same time, I'm just going to be I'm going to be watching the chat. So make sure everyone get their chat window open. Okay.
How do you chat on this? I don't see where you chat on the.
There is a chat on the bottom bar of
More
Zoom.
chat.
There's a chat.
You have to go to. It's more on mine. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, I will ask. We'll do 2 questions again today. Why not? Why not? We'll do 2 questions today. All right. Hold on. Let me get the answers. I know what questions I'm going to ask now. I just need to get their correct. Make sure I get the correct answers. All right, got the answer for that one. Hold on 1 second.
The answer is curly brace, curly brace.
Okay, I got it. Question number 1. How many updates did I ship last year?
Oh shit.
Okay, and question number 2 is you can think about both. How many .0 products did I ship last year? Either a 2.0 or a 1.0. So basically a paid upgrade or a completely new product. Nope. Ooh. Ooh. Man, so close. For the smart people, I actually mentioned these numbers in an email.
That's what I was thinking.
Oh, so close. It's funny how the numbers always jump around the correct number. Obviously, the easier one is the how many new products did I ship? Come on, how many? I can't imagine people would probably not know how many free updates I should. Okay, I'll even do if you're within like 25 of the free updates.
The number sounds smaller.
We should do like the Price is Right sort of thing. Like you can't go over it. Like you ever watch that show? Is that or was that only an American thing? How many new products? Come on. Oh, Scott's so close.
I'm not within 25.
No, you're within 50. Oh, there we are. It was IKS Rest Step. You had 423. It was 424. That was pretty good. I'm impressed. Hey, Peter
Is that
Ski.
Peter Ski? Is that what he's supposed to be?
Yep, Peter Ski. Okay, Peter Ski, you won $10. Hey, we still didn't get. I don't think we got how many new stacks I shipped this year. How many new stacks did I ship this year? Everyone was now that one's got to be exact because there's not that many.
I think there's about 32.
Nope, new stacks.
Oh, new.
Nope, so close. 11's been said before. 10's been said before. Nope. 12. The jock wins. Okay, here let me take a note so I don't forget. We got Peter's key and Bill the jock.
Nice. I did put all of them. That's technically correct.
Actually, what's the number? 13, 14, 15?
12. I shipped 12 new products last year and 424 updates.
Wow.
So technically, I was right. Because the question was, how many did you ship this year?
Did I say this year? I meant last year. Oh, my bad. I meant last year. This year, I think I've only shipped like 5 updates, maybe something like that.
Because of the kitchen. Because of the kitchen.
Because of the kitchen. Oh, okay. Well, now we're here. You guys want to see the current state of the kitchen? Here, I'll show you guys. Let me find the picture.
We're at my alley.
Okay. There we go. Here's the current state of my kitchen. Yep. So hopefully this Saturday, we're going to get all of our counters are going to be installed. So I'm not doing that though.
What's keeping you from putting the hood back on, Joe?
We're going to do tile backsplash the whole entire height. So yeah, the tiles backsplash is going to go all the way up.
Are you doing the tiles or somebody else doing it?
Probably me and my brother-in-law probably.
All right, you got a waterfall on the end there?
Yeah, waterfall on this end and that end over here. Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Then you're upper to the ceiling. Nice.
Yep. Yeah, so here you guys want to see the before? Here, let's show you the before. There's the before. So if you notice, I raised all the cabinets up. All the cabinetry here is all new and custom built. Enclosed the fridge. Obviously, I knocked this out. I knocked the hood out, and we have a new hood that will go all the way to the ceiling.
Nice.
I extended these cabinets out a couple feet and built new cabinetry here. Actually, a pull-out drawer, or pull-out garbage. I mean,
did you do your appliances yet?
Did I do my what?
Appliances?
No, we're keeping all of our appliances, minus the range hood. We did buy a new range hood
And a sink.
and then the island. I'm sorry. The dishwasher?
Fisher Paykel dish drawer.
Oh,
it's a top and a bottom drawer.
Oh no,
they sell them at Lowe's. Check them out; they're awesome. Whenever you do your dishwasher again, replace it with that.
Cool.
It's a double, but it's 2 drawers.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
that sounds interesting.
That we can have clean and be loading it. I've had them for 13 years. They're awesome.
Sweet.
I used to do kitchen
that
and
sounds
bathroom.
convenient. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
The island here, we extended. Basically, we're replacing our kitchen table. The island's just extending out, 7 feet way out to here, and it'll just be one big huge countertop. So that really stoked with that. The sink is going to be under mount sink. We all farmhouse sink as well. So I had to completely rebuild the sink cabinetry. To accommodate the new sink style.
It's a nice espresso machine.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I love it. It's Jura. And then also the cabinets, I raised those up to the ceilings. Not sure if I said that before. So yeah.
Got rid of the desk and put in an area for booze. Good.
Exactly. Yeah, we got rid of the desk and have some nice drawers and area for the liquor cabinet.
And a nice big open sink too, instead of the divided one.
Exactly. Nice. Yeah. Exactly.
That's sweet.
All the drawers, the ones that don't have drawers, you can see is because I'm rebuilding all the drawers with custom maple drawers. So I'm rebuilding all the drawer boxes myself. The reason I'm doing that is I fell in love with the undermount drawer slides.
Yep.
Because they close so much nicer.
Yeah.
And so, but in order to do that, I had to rebuild all the drawer boxes. So doing that. Yep. What kind of sucks is one of the first things I did was actually replace all the drawer slides in my existing drawers with soft close side mount drawer slides. So I did all that work And then when I built this cabinet over here, I was like, oh, let me try these undermount things. I didn't even know they existed before. And they were like 1,000 times nicer. So I was like, I have to do it everywhere.
They're bloom. You can pick the drawer right up.
Yep. I got bloom. Although I did try, because for a while bloom was hard to find. So I bought some from Rockler, if you know that.
Yeah, Rockler's good.
Yeah, they're comparable. The connections on bloom are nicer, but the Rockler ones are like $10 cheaper each. So I ended up stacking up on those, and I got them on sale. So I saved quite a bit of money by going with the Rockler ones.
You just got to make sure they click in, otherwise your drawer will lift up on its own.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Yep.
I like the opened end shelf too. Those we have the same. It's nice.
Which one?
The shelf to the left of the sink, the open.
Oh, yeah. I built that. I built that as well. Yeah.
It's nice.
Thanks. I appreciate it. Oh, I didn't want to replace all the hinges on the cabinet doors. So I found Silice makes a you can't really see it here. It's a little thing you just attach, and it makes any door soft close.
Yep. It's a little spring loaded with a little piston inside.
Exactly.
Clips onto the hinge. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So I just mounted those above the existing hinges, and I saved a shit ton of money just adding that instead of replacing all my hinges.
Totally. Yeah. It's nice.
Thanks. Yeah. There we go. There's my kitchen.
Oh, you just went with like an open hood then, all the way up.
Yeah. Oh, here. It's gonna be. Here, I'll show you.
With the glass and stainless all the way up.
It's stainless all the way up. Yeah. There. Let's see. What the heck? Close. No, it's not.
And good job doing the appliance garage, or what they call the bread box that goes from the upper cabinets down onto the counter. Those are terrible.
Yeah, exactly. For some reason, this isn't working here.
I used to install cabinets, and we used to put those in, and then the customer would have us take them out within 30 days.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're take up space.
Whatever. Photos is now frozen, so I can't show you. But yeah, it's just a stainless steel hood that goes all the way up.
Nice. Okay, so there's a reset on the hood. Here's a life hack.
Oh yeah.
You're gonna have it. It's gonna warn you to change out the filters, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you're gonna forget which two buttons to press and hold down. So inside the filters that come out, you put them in your dishwasher or whatever. I wrote with Sharpie on the top side how to reset the darn thing that says clean for the filter, because your hood is going to have a little digital display that says clean your filters.
Oh, mine doesn't have that. It's just the metal grate, so you could. Oh, really?
It will flash and it'll say CL or something.
Oh,
and
okay.
It's based on the time it runs, because it assumes it's catching grease. And so I wrote with Sharpie on the top side of mine, because I always had to look it up online to figure out how to clear the dang code on the hood.
Nice.
So once I wrote it down, I was so happy. It's probably every 4 or 5 months I gotta hit press, to clear the clean mode on the little display. The display usually shows like what your fan setting is for your hood.
Here's the hood.
Yeah. Okay. Pinch for bigger view. So somewhere on there, it might not, Joe. It might not have it inside there.
Yeah, the controls are inside for mine. I don't have. There is no display for mine. You just basically lift and take the grates out and just chuck them in the dishwasher.
Right.
There's no alert for it though. Yeah, we wanted one that was just completely there's no panel in the front. It was just completely clean, all 100% stainless steel.
And ditch that upper micro hood.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, it's sweet, man. It's a nice upgrade.
Thank you.
Now everyone's going to hang out in the kitchen.
Yeah.
On the island.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Doesn't matter what unless you're watching the game, no one's going to be in the living room. You're going to just sit around that island.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. Great. It's rad.
Thank you. Well, guys, thank you very much for popping on and having some fun today. Hopefully you had a good time. And congrats on Bill and oh, I'm sorry, who was the name of the other? Peterski. Yeah, thank you. Good, congrats. You'll get an email with your $10 vouchers. Okay, sweet. Spend wisely.
Good job. Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you. Appreciate
Cool. Take care, guys. You have a wonderful week, and hopefully we'll see you on the Hangout on Friday.
Website.
Cool.
See you Friday.
Take care, guys. Bye.